Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to find out how many queens do I need to beat the Stockfish bot. So basically, if I lose a game, I'm going to add a queen into my board. So let's begin the first game with e4. He responds with e5, and I'm going to play knight f3, attacking the pawn. Okay, now he also plays knight f6, attacking my pawn again, which is not good. Wait, as soon as I take this pawn, he's going to bring out his queen, and then I'm going to have to go back with the knight, and resulting in him capturing this pawn. So first, let's just defend this pawn a bit by putting knight c3. So I can either just take this pawn, and then he will take my knight, and then I will take his bishop, and then he will put his queen here, expecting me to go back, and then he will take this pawn, and yeah, it's gonna be a bad day for me. So I don't want that to happen, so I'm just gonna protect the pawn with my queen. And he's castling, so let's get a fianchetto of this bishop and castle. Okay, now he plays d5. Now I can either take the pawn or basically ignore it, but if I ignore that, he's going to take it and I'm going to have to move this knight, which is not good. And even if I don't take, even if I do take, he's just going to push this pawn. So I don't have any choice here. Let's just take the pawn. Yep. So he's pushing the pawn again. And I'm just going to go to knight d4. Okay, now he's just gonna push my pawn away, but now we have a one in a lifetime move, en passant. But if I take on en passant, then he's gonna take my knight, so I'm gonna have to ignore that opportunity for now. I'm going b3, knight to b3, and he's still attacking my queen. So I think I can just put my queen on c4 and be good. Okay, now he's attacking my rook by placing his bishop on f3. So I'm gonna have to slide my rook and maybe get a bishop trade. Okay, he doesn't want the bishop. He wants my queen. So I can go basically, that's the only square I have is b5. Or I can just be very dramatic and go way back. I'm just gonna go forwards, and I can already see he's trying something like, okay, so he plays b6, which defends the pawn. So anyways, now we can just go ahead and trade the bishop, but if I do, he's just gonna open up this file and then he'll bring out his rook, and then my king will have a bad day. But I think I don't have any other choice here. If I let him take the bishop, then my rook will be stuck here, so let's just take the pawn. Okay, so now Stockfish responds with a6. So I'm gonna have to go all the way back, because now if any of these moves, I'm just gonna lose my queen. So I'm gonna have to go all the way back and just to get forked. So the only legal move here is, there are two legal moves, but d1 seems to be better. So I'm gonna go king d1, and he takes my rook. So I'm gonna take back, and now he takes my knight, and he's also bringing in his queen. Okay, so I think I can just develop this bishop here. I could try and kick away his knight. So this move is also good, playing c4, allowing my bishop to attack the knight, also the queen. So let's play that. Oh, wait, I didn't think this through. Yeah, so I hung my pawn, and this bishop is also in danger. And by the way, this is not checkmate because my knight is here. So I think he's trying to like kick away my knight somehow. But for now, I'm gonna play rook b1 and trade the knight. Wait, so he plays c4, and my knight can go back. So let's just go back. And oh, okay, so this is checkmate. He can take my rook and then make a queen, or he can just checkmate me. So let's just prevent checkmate Let's do something. And yeah, let's go king d2. And he makes his queen. And even this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lose this game because he has way too big of an advantage. He has like two queens and two rooks. Also, this pawn is pressuring this pawn, which is pinned. Yeah, it's kind of looking sad here. I could take this pawn, but I'm in check right now. And I think I'm not far from checkmate. So let's go king c3. And I think this is checkmate. Yeah, I think I can't even like defend it. I can prolong. Yeah, just one move. That's checkmate. Let's go with the next game. Hey everyone, so I've given myself another queen on h2. There used to be a pawn here, but now there's a queen. And so let's begin the game with d4 because my queen is already defending the e5 square. And he responds with c5, so I'm just going to ignore that and move forwards. And what is this opening? What? So I'm just going to take the center like a normal guy playing chess, and I can even check him. I can like force trade his bishop or his knight. So that's great. I'm just gonna force trade and yeah, develop my knight on f6, f3. He develops his knight on f6. I'm gonna get my other knight on c3, and he responds with bishop e7. Maybe he's gonna castle here, but it's not a good idea. So let's just go ahead and attack his knight so that he can't castle, because if I take his knight, then this is checkmate. But also, if I do take the knight, then his other knight is gonna come here. But let's see what happens. Okay, didn't happen. I thought he was gonna just put his other knight here, but okay, well that's also good. So I'm gonna put my queen on e2, and he's trying something here with his pawns. Like he moved his a7 pawn and the h7 pawn. I don't know what he's trying to do here, but let's just push the pawn because he's pushing the pawns. I don't know why. I can also castle, which is good. And I think that might be a mistake because now all of these pawns are going to come towards my king, which is generally not good when there's so much stuff near your king, because you can get checkmated in no time. Okay, now he's offering me a knight trade, but if I do take the offering, he's just going to check me, and that's checkmate. So there's checkmate in two moves, and I can just prevent that by simply going knight d2, and as soon as he comes down, I can just play knight b2, knight b1, which is completely fine. So I'm just going to ignore his offering, and I'm just going to play knight d2. Hopefully I'm fine. And he takes my knight, of course, because he wants to checkmate me. And I can even play knight b3. It also prevents this, but I can get checked here. So I can escape here. Yeah, that's a good idea. He responds with bishop g5, and yeah, there are only two squares here. Let's just play king b2. Yeah, now there's only one square. And I think I'm about to get checkmated pretty quick. I'm just gonna put my queen to h5 and then create a triple battery by putting, the rook here. Okay, there's a rook trade. He's giving me a rook trade. Of course, I'm gonna take it because I'm up material. And I just realized what happened is that this is checkmate. I hung a checkmate. I'm so dumb. I hung a checkmate. I can't even do anything because my king cannot move. And, like, my knight can move, But then what? Yeah, so this is just checkmate. All I can do to prolong the checkmate is check the king here, and I don't know. There's nothing. Maybe take this pawn. Yeah, now I have nothing. I have no moves, and this is checkmate in one move. So checkmate. Okay, so this was game number 2, and I was just checkmated in 27 moves. Okay, guys, so this is the third game in which I have the third queen on a2. So I'm gonna begin the game with knight f3 and knight b3. Just putting both of my knights in the center, and then putting both of my pawns in the center, and kicking out the knight on f6. And my main goal throughout the game will be to take his queen. Wait, what? He traded his queen? Like, the first thing in the game, he trades his queen. That's the best thing that could have ever happened to me in this game. Okay, so we're just 2 queens up, and there's no way he can checkmate me now. So I'm gonna target this knight here with rook a4, and he defends with a5, which is a really good move. And yeah, now I have to castle as well. So let's just castle here. I can't castle for some reason. Oh yeah, because I moved my rook. Okay. Yeah, so I can't castle at all because I moved both of my rooks, and that's a predicament. I'm gonna have to go back with my rook because there might be a chance of him going to b5. And yeah, he went b5, and maybe I think he's just gonna go. Oh, that could happen. He can go a4, trapping my queen. So then I'm gonna have to sack something, like sacrifice this knight maybe. Yeah, let's just sacrifice the knight right now because we have a ton of stuff. I can sacrifice everything and still be up a queen. And I can also play queen b7, but I think that's not a good idea because, when Stockfish gives you an opportunity, it doesn't end well most of the time. I don't want to go there. Okay, there was nothing. Okay, we're good. I can take the knight on a6, and he plays a4, which means I can also go queen a7, targeting the rook. I can also go, I can also rotate my knight somehow, like put my knight on d2, and then offer a trade of pawns, and I can go knight b3, and then maybe I can take this bishop somehow. And he's just, wait, what did he just do? Okay, he went king f8, and after taking, he went king e8. What? Okay, I'm gonna go knight c5, and he responds with taking the knight on c5. I can go rook a6, creating a safe spot. Stockfish plays bishop c8. I can slide my rook to b8, and now he responds with g5. I can either just go here and straight up just... Okay, now I can even bring out my third queen in the game. I can check. I can push the c pawn all the way, and it can be a queen in a few moves, okay? If I go queen b7, and I can make another queen. Let's go! Okay, now he only has one rook, and wait, what? Stockfish played rook f6, which hangs a rook in one move. Is this really Stockfish? Bro, I lost a game with 2 queens in 27 moves. And he hangs a rook? Was that really the best move? I don't know. I'm gonna play Queen F3, and I can also play Bishop E5, checking the king, and king moves up to G6, and I think there should be a checkmate in the next move. Queen H8 should be checkmate. Okay, so this was the game. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Anyways, goodbye.